Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm going to try to get this video done now. The third time's a charm, I guess. Okay. I'm doing an Unexplained Artifacts video on the Kalpa Vigraha. An artifact surfaced around 1959 or 1960, which turned modern science on its ear. Anthropologists and archaeologists have fostered a narrative which has been adopted by mainstream science. Human civilization, according to them, on this planet started about 6,000 years ago. Anything that doesn't fit this narrative is hidden, condemned, or criticized. The major museums all participate in this charade. Dates have been changed to make it seem like every artifact found fits in that 6,000-year time span. Information is coming out that exposes this charade. Check out my Unexplained Artifacts videos and Michael Cremo's, my video on Michael Cremo's book, Forbidden Archaeology. The book is fantastic. The truth is coming out. If you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you would hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on social media, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there. I like to think I write good stories that make you think. I wrote a 3-book science fiction Western series called Drifters. I wrote, and I'm working on the 4th one. I wrote a fun story about a house in New Orleans where the monsters all hang out. It's called The House Off Farrago Road. I wrote a political fantasy called The Righteous President. And I'm working on the 3rd book in a futuristic science fiction warfare series. The first one is Vanguard 1. The second one is Task Force Terminus. It's a study of humanity from an alien perspective. I hope you get them and I hope you enjoy them. Now, back to the Kalpa Vigraha. The artifact I'm talking about now, the Kalpa Vigraha, and I'm probably murdering these names, pardon me. Beg your forgiveness for that. The artifact is a brass idol of Lord Shiva. It was presented to representatives of the Central Intelligence Agency by a Tibetan monk. The monk impressed upon the CIA official of the importance of this item. The idol was housed in a heavy wooden chest with metal bindings and hinges and a metal lock. The chest and its contents, the golden idol of Lord Shiva, the brass idol of Lord Shiva, and an ancient manuscript found its way to a CIA storeroom in Washington, D.C. Months later, both the idol and the manuscript were examined by specialists in the employ of the CIA. The idol was thousands of years old, but they could not verify its exact age. They tried to take scrapings from inside the crevices and date those scrapings, and that's fine. The problem is those scrapings could have moved. They could have been there for longer than the statue and then, settled in there. I'm just saying. The brass idol, they as I said, they couldn't get the exact age. The brass idol is approximately 5.3 centimeters tall. It depicts Lord Shiva sitting or resting on one knee. The figure holds a circular weapon, possibly the Sudarshan chakra from Hindu mythology. The manuscript is written in an ancient form of Hindu writing and references a method of increasing human longevity. Excuse me. Stories surfaced wherein CIA researchers charged water with the idol and conducted experiments on human subjects. They monitored these human subjects for extended longevity beyond 100 years. Now, given our government's propensity for human experimentation, I'd buy that. That makes sense to me. The U.S. government is not afraid of human experimentation. Check out my Conspiracies Proven video about the Tuskegee experiments. Those things, that was just sick. Curious about the age of the object, CIA officials conducted radiocarbon tests on the wood in the box that it came in. The chest was dated to approximately 26,450 BC. That's 28,450 years old today. This box, and likely the idol itself, is the oldest Hindu object ever found. The pyramids of Egypt are only 4,600 years old. The pyramids of Peru are 4,700 years old. Stonehenge is about 5,000 years old. Spoken Sanskrit is far older than written Sanskrit. Spoken Sanskrit is roughly 7,000 years old. Cuneiform is only 5,400 years old. The Sumerian civilization is only 8,000 years old. Göbekli Tepe, and I did a video on that, is 11,500 years old. The oldest city in the world, Jericho, is 11,600 years old. The Kalpa Vigraha is far older than any of these. It's also significantly older than the legendary Hindu Kurukshetra war described in the Mahabharata. Yeah. Somehow the Kalpa Vigraha went missing. The manuscript was recovered from a microbiologist who had analyzed the charged water, but the idol's whereabouts remain unknown. After the manuscript was recovered, a series of no less than 4 mysterious deaths of microbiologists linked to the Kalpa Vigraha were confirmed. People died. Yeah. Were those deaths accidents, murders, or the result of some curse? Who knows? I myself find it odd that a manuscript dealing with the lengthening human life would be found in a box alongside an idol of Shiva the Destroyer. That would, in my opinion, be like going to Jeffrey Dahmer or Jack the Ripper for medical help. It just doesn't fit. Recently, the CIA circulated pictures of the Kalpa Vigraha worldwide and offered a huge cash reward for its recovery. To the best of my knowledge, my research suggests that the brass idol is still missing. Now, while the tale of the brass idol and the manuscript are both intriguing, I'd like to return your attention to the box. The box was 28,450 years old. Say the manuscript and the idol were in a Tibetan temple somewhere and they decided to give them to the CIA. Cool. They found some old box to put them in for transport. That box itself rewrites human history. Almost 26,500 years before Christ walked the earth, someone forged the corner bindings and the latch for this box and fashioned a container that stood the test of time. The box did not wither away or rot, nor was it petrified. Someone built a heck of a sturdy box in an era where humans were just learning to twist rope. They were just learning to bake clay figurines. Ancient Europeans had just invented saws, and smelting copper was 20,000 years in the future. This box is an out-of-place artifact, an oop-art, if you will. Regardless of the idol or the manuscript, this box rewrites history. I'm not knocking the radiocarbon dating of the items. What I'm saying is that the history we're being taught is just wrong. Michael Cremo wrote the book Forbidden Archaeology, and the more I learn, the more I'm starting to agree with Dr. Cremo. I think he's right. We're being lied to, people. Our ancestors were far more advanced, far earlier than the mainstream science wants us to believe. Now, the question becomes, why are we being lied to? What's the reason and what is their agenda? Science is supposed to follow the facts. When science hides facts so that, their narrative can be pushed, that's not following the facts. That's a cover-up. That's not science. That's a cover-up. Now the question becomes, what are they covering up? There's all kinds of conspiracy theories out there, aliens or God knows what else. But there's a ton of different conspiracy theories about who's really running the world and this and that. Maybe this is tied in with that. I honestly don't know. But the fact that we don't know, and the fact that we do know, scientists are hiding facts rather than putting it out there and saying, okay, now let's find out what this is. Okay, scientists are supposed to discover facts and figure out all the nuances of them. Instead, they're hiding objects. They're hiding facts. That's not science. That's a cover-up. Now the question we got to ask is, what are they covering up? Because we have so many of these out-of-place artifacts, these unexplained artifacts. Look them up on my channel. I got tons of videos of them. They're hiding something. We just got to find out what. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. And again, if you have comments, please put them down there. Anything you have that would be enlightening, please put it down there. Even if you disagree with me, put it down there, because I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Okay? Put it down there. I'm sure we all love to read them. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. There is a house in New Orleans where the monsters all hang out. When the police detective, who happens to be a skinwalker squirrel, uncovers a plot by a paranormal perpetrator, he has to enlist the aid of his fellow housemates. If you enjoy a modern, quirky take on historical mythology, check out my new original novel, The House Off Farrago Road.